on the corner of 17th and Easy Street. Automax. Quality cars, outlet prices.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renew by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in outstanding quality and installation. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, save $350 per window and $650 per patio door with the purchase of 4 or more windows or doors. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. Renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends October 31st. License CGC 1524135.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this nice-looking Monday morning. It is 73 degrees, by the way, in case you're wondering. Years ago, it's been a long time now, 15 years ago or so, I worked at an assisted living facility, and one of the typical person you would see in an assisted living facility is somebody who's lived a long time, and their health is starting to decline as they get older. One of the people who was there was a young man. By young, I mean maybe 35.
Uh-huh.
And he had been a truck driver, and he was seriously injured and had some brain damage as a result of his truck accident. And his wife was there all the time, as were his children. And you could see that his injury was clearly her injury as well. And the fact that her life totally changed after he had been in that accident. She was there all the time. We are often unaware of the roles that the spouse, especially the wives, because it seems like there are more wives of wounded warriors than there are husbands of wounded female warriors, although I'm sure that those stories are out there as well. Barbara McNally has covered this topic in her book. It's called Wounded Warrior, Wounded Wife. And Barbara is on the phone. She's a licensed physical therapist, helping people from all walks of life, including veterans. She's an active blog contributor to the Huffington Post, and it's an honor to have her on our show. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning, Larry. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Coronado, California.
Oh, well, thank you for getting up early to be
San
with us.
Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, this is exciting, and thank you for introducing me. Yeah, I always say we've got to feed the mom to feed the baby. So, or I say if we can't, we need to take care of ourselves in order to take care of others.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm helping the wives of wounded warriors take care of themselves so they can be there 100% for their wounded warriors.
Do you have a personal story that is similar to their story?
Actually, no, I've been a physical therapist for years. I liked hearing about you work in the convalescent care. I've done that too. And what inspired me to actually write the book was I was driving across the bridge, Coronado Bridge. It's also called San Diego Bay Bridge. And the car in front of me stopped, and the young man got out of the car and jumped off the bridge.
Oh, my goodness.
With a little digging, I found out he was a wounded warrior. He was in his 20s, had 2 young kids and a wife. And even though I've been a physical therapist for years and run a support group for the wives of wounded warriors, it was this horrific accident or horrific incident that inspired me to want to share their stories of hope for other wounded warriors and their families.
It seems like no light at the end of the tunnel. A soldier comes back from war, he's missing a leg or two, or he's got serious mental issues because of post-traumatic stress. And the wife is burdened with this, and so are the children, if there are children. And in her eyes, it must look like this is my life from now on. That's got to be huge. That's a huge weight on her shoulders.
Right, and that's why I titled it Wounded Warrior, Wounded Wife, because when someone close to us is hurt, it affects our lives drastically too, whether it's our children or our parents. And these young women are 17, 18, 19, early 20s when they're faced with being lifelong caregivers. You're right, not just for a few weeks, but for decades.
Yeah.
So I really want to support them and help them find the resources, even if it's invisible wounds such as PTSD, or moral injury, but by having the women, I've had spa day where they get together and as a group and find out they're not alone, and I provide resources for them. But because everybody can't come to spa day in San Diego, I've written the book so everyone can read the book and they can be inspired by these heroic journeys. And in the back are references for women or for the caregiver, whoever's the caregiver in the relationship.
And I love the fact that your acronym SPA stands for Support, Purpose, and Appreciation, because sometimes people feel they're not appreciated at all, even though they give everything they've got.
Yeah, I say like after, the medals are given, the parades, and then discharge from the hospital, and then this is the silent hero behind the man. I know there's a lot of contradictory with the VA hospitals, but the truth is institutions don't heal people. Who actually heal our wounded warriors is the spouse or the mom, whoever is caring. And so it's that individual that needs support. And I'm doing it as a private citizen because, it's hard we can't redo the VA system, but all of us can help in our own small way in our own backyard.
Your credits list you as a physical therapist. I have a hunch that you are maybe a psychological therapist, even maybe you can't claim that because there's no license on your wall that says that, but obviously you are looking at the psychological aspects of all of this.
Well, I am, and even through all those years as a physical therapist, and even for 8 years, twice a year, I've been offering Spa Day, which is support, purpose, and appreciation for the wives. And I was not aware of the suicide, the psychological problems, as much. I was not tuned into it until I saw this young man jump off the bridge. And then I thought, oh my God, I need to learn more about this. And in researching and learning, I have a whole chapter on it, so I know we don't have enough time to show all of the audience all the signs of suicide and all the ways the wives can help. But there's a whole chapter on it in my book, because what I did learn is the person closest to the person who's committing suicide is the wife or the mom. They know the signs. The VA is too far away. They're not going to see the signs.
Yeah.
But when I help this person closest to that wounded warrior, then we're helping decrease that 22 suicide a day rate that we see all over social media. And there's a whole chapter on it, so it would take a whole hour to talk about it. But I encourage, women to really, or anyone. I've learned so much, just to reach out to friends. If someone says they want to commit suicide, we need to take it seriously, and I need to call them every other day and go see, really be proactive, because that's a huge step for someone to even admit it. And that means they've been thinking about it for a long time.
Right.
And it's not just your narrative and thoughts that are in the book, but you also have a lot of true stories in your book of the women who have actually lived it and are living it.
Right. I have 4 stories on the suicide chapter of women who their husbands almost committed suicide. So this is a book of hope. It was a failed suicide attempt. And also I have consultants, psychological consultants throughout the book, because I'm not a psych consultant, but I did the research so that I could find out as a lay person how to help these guys and help these women help their men.
It's got to be a very complex change in the relationship. You mentioned you mentioned that the caregiver, the wife in the case of the example you gave, is wondering, does he still love me? And I'm wondering if he is also wondering, does she still love me, or am I still love worthy, or is her life so ruined now because of my injury that she feels she'd be better off without me and with somebody else? And maybe that's what leads to suicide. If I could put myself in his shoes, I would say that might actually come across to me. If I thought, oh my gosh, look at what I'm putting you through. And I don't know. So that conversation must come up a lot, at least behind closed doors.
Well, one thing I'm single myself, but one thing I admire and I have found in these 8 years of working with the wives of wounded warriors is the amazing love these women have for their husbands. And that's something that I'm actually a little envious of. I don't have that in my own life, and none of us get it all. But I really admire their love. And if you don't mind, I could share an example. One of the stories, I call it Life Without Limbs is Limitless. And one woman, Patricia, her husband came home a double amputee, and she had to give up her job for a while to care for him. And while she was observing physical therapy, she followed her intuition. She had a science inkling, and she got her master's in prosthetics and orthotics, so that she could not only help her husband, but other veterans. And now they volunteer with the Wounded Warrior Amputee League. They travel all over the United States playing softball, and every summer they volunteer for a week to help children who don't have limbs learn that life without limbs is limitless.
Wow.
Oh, my
Wow,
gosh.
that is very
Gives me
encouraging.
chills.
That is exactly.
And at one time he was suicidal, and he found new meaning in his life. And the softball league is a great way to bond with other wounded warriors, so that as a warrior, they miss that camaraderie, and he got that back. And they found not only joy but meaning in giving back. So the whole book is about stories like that, where people really changed from the disability actually to have a more meaningful life.
Wow.
And you recognize that communication is the key, because sometimes the people get so wrapped up in caring for one another, and you've got all of the stuff you have to do that a person forgets to actually communicate with the other person.
Right. I think most people's favorite chapter is Battlefield to the Bedroom. That's all on sexuality, and everybody likes to talk about sex. We've had a sex therapist come to one of the support groups, and I have a chapter on that, and it can help anybody with their sex life to liven it up. Anyone who's been married for more than a few years might find some great tips from these ladies who are living with someone who's not physically able, and yet they said, some of the best sex they've ever had is after their husband's injury.
Wow. Wow. All right, we'll do a commercial break and get everything you just said that we can't say on the air off the air. No, I'm teasing. We have to take a commercial break, but we will be back. I promise we won't have any discussion off the air other than just to say we'll be right back, okay? So we'll be right back, and Barbara McNally is on the phone. Her book is called Wounded Warrior, Wounded Wife, Not Just Surviving, but Thriving. Very optimistic. I love this. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A shower in spots Monday morning, otherwise a mix of clouds and sunshine with a high of 84 to 88. Monday night will turn out mainly clear, though 68 to 72. Tuesday, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for a passing shower, high 84 to 88. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds. There can be a shower or thunderstorm around, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house, and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
There are only a few things in life that you can be certain will always be around: death, taxes, the pursuit of happiness, and computers. As they continue to advance at an epic pace, the one absolute certainty about them is that they'll break. It's not an if, it's a when. And when it happens, bring it to the only company in Ocala that's certified in Apple and Microsoft, Ocala Mac and PC Repair. They even offer on-site computer repair service, so they come to you. And if you do drop it off, you can check your repair status online. Ocala Mac and PC Repair is a family-owned and operated company that can do everything from mobile repair to wireless networks, fixing viruses, data recovery, even building and installing new systems. Visit online at ocalamacpc.com. In person, 1713 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or give them a call, 352-566-8324. That's 352-566-8324. Ocala Mac and PC Repair.
Until you go into Automax, Marion County's #1 pre-owned dealer for over 15 years, and see their upfront pricing and how Automax puts their low outlet price, along with the Carfax and complete vehicle information on the window of every single vehicle. Then, and only then, can you take advantage of great finance offers, like rates from 2% with 0 down, and no payments for 90 days with loan approval. View all these great prices and vehicles on the corner of 17th and Easy Street. Automax. Quality cars, outlet prices.
All right, 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. Nice looking Monday morning. I can't say it enough, Robin. Barbara McNally is on the phone, and she is giving us some very, very positive thoughts on what could be a life-changing oh gosh, I can't think of a good adjective, but in a very bad way. If you have a spouse who was wounded in war, or maybe even a first responder who is wounded in the line of duty. And we all know the caregivers, often need a break. We have an ad, Barbara, we have an ad on the radio now for a local facility, and that's one of the things they mention, is that if you're a caregiver of anybody for any reason, and you need a break, they have an opportunity for you to let your loved one have a moment, a day or whatever in their place, their facility. But in your case, your stories, these ladies are working, loving and living with men their life is always going to be, whatever changed in war is going to stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Well, and I think there is a universal takeaway from the book, because people say, well, if I'm not in the military, would I enjoy the book? And with our growing population of caregivers, because we're all living longer, I think anyone who's a caregiver, even if they don't identify themselves as a caregiver, anyone who's living with somebody who's disabled and they're caring for them, right, would benefit from the book, because there's a lot of permission giving to say, I need to take care of myself in order to take care of someone else. And I found for the women, it was really hard for them to leave their spouse's side to take care of themselves. And we want them to do that so that they don't get resentful and leave the relationship, or get so worn down they're not able to care. So it's really important to give ourselves permission to go for that run, work out, bond with some other friends, to really take a break. And that's so great that they're promoting that in Florida. And I think other people usually say, I'm not the one injured. They don't want any attention on themselves because they're not injured. Right. They are our hidden heroes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you something. I hope I'm not crossing the line at all here, but you mentioned sex before the break, and there was a movie of the week years and years ago. Gosh, and they used one of the John Denver songs in it, and I can't remember what it was now. But in the movie, the wife becomes disabled and unable to have sex. And she gave her husband permission to have surrogates. If everybody knows what I mean. Mm-hmm. Okay, would that happen in reverse? I'm just asking a man question, I think. I mean, would like a man who can't perform anymore would never give his wife permission? Would he? I mean, does it happen where they say, "Oh, you know what? I'll be your husband, but I know you need that need filled," or is it different between men and women? I don't know.
Well, actually, that was one of the things that came up, and yes, it depends the relationship. Some men even get turned on to see their wife with someone else. So, any type of sex is okay as long as the two are consenting adults,
I guess
right?
That makes sense.
But one thing I did learn that I didn't know ahead of time was that many of the IEDs, that we call it the signature wound now, is the genitals. So when you see a double amputee, there's a good chance his genitals have been blown off too. Mm-hmm. And that shocked me. But the good news is they are now doing reconstruction surgery to get the guy back in shape. And they're also, before the guys deploy, many of them now are sperm donors. So if they lose their genitals, they can still have children when they come home. And now most 18-year-olds are not thinking about having kids. They're thinking about how to prevent it. But now, we're encouraging them to think ahead. Maybe one day you would, so let's do that before you go. But, sex is in our mind. So even when the guys come back, they do get turned on, seeing their wife turned on. And when sex is in our mind, so that we can be super creative about it.
You have stories from different women, and that some of the stories are that the women can't do it all themselves, that they need to reach out to others to help, like Project Healing Waters.
That was one of my favorite. Yes. There are a lot of books about wounded warriors. So I wanted to write a book about the hidden heroes and what's there for the wife. And what I found is there are so many programs now out there for the wives and their husbands, which is the best, because they can get away and heal together and enjoy life together. And because I'm a great lover of the outdoors, Healing Waters, everybody can Google it. It is a great philanthropy. And one couple, they went on a couple's trip to Montana fly fishing, and ended up that became their career. And so the two of them are fly fishing throughout the United States, helping other wounded warriors and their wives kind of refine that joy in life. And they always say with post-traumatic stress, it's really great to get away from everything and be in nature and feel that awe. That's a great cure for PTS. So that's my first chapter. But the book's filled with resources for couples, not just women, but always the wife included.
The book is called Wounded Warrior, Wounded Wife. Barbara McNally is our guest, and she wrote the book. I was curious if the friends of the people who we're talking about, do we often say the wrong thing, or are we awkward at that moment when you're talking to the wife and you realize that her husband is now a different person because of the injuries? That awkward moment when you don't know what to say. Did the wives tell you, I wish people would just say or would just understand? Is there something that maybe we can learn as a society?
Yeah, I think it doesn't hurt to ask for help and invite them over for holidays and ask what we can do. And that goes back to whether it's the suicide, by being proactive and saying, hey, you want to go for a walk, or hey, can I bring you dinner? What can I do? And then follow up. I do have a story in there which is, I understand more. It's actually where military shut out them because they were having a going away party for someone in the military, and they didn't want the disabled military to come because they're like, you might scare my kids because my husband's going off to war, and I don't want him to see someone that had their legs blown off at war. Right. And I understand that now. It's sort of like we all think we won't die flying, otherwise none of us would fly, right? So we have to have a little bit of denial. So that is... Just give me a second on this to explain, when we send our husbands off to war, we're denying that anything could happen to them because otherwise we couldn't live day to day. So when they come back, we're not prepared for them to be disabled. It's not like we studied how to keep care of an amputee before we send them off to war. So that's why I'm saying these women are 17, 18, 19, early 20s, and they're faced with being caregivers and they know nothing about it because rightfully they've been in denial that their husbands would get hurt. So, I only mention that story as a reminder to military I know it's tough to face that small bit of reality that your husband may get hurt, but really, if you could reach out to the wife, it would be wonderful for her because as a military community, we want, you understand more than anyone. I'm actually a civilian. I'm saying no better way to say thank you for your service than helping the military, but I don't know the ins and outs of the military like they do. So
And everything we've learned, we do a lot of interviews on PTSD, so it sounds like PTSD is a viable injury, even though it's not visual, you can't see it, but it's a real injury. Barbara, thank you for doing this. I think you're helping a lot of people with this book. You're talking right now to a radio station that has a lot of veterans in our listenership, so I'm sure a lot of them are understanding and relating to what you're talking about. The book is called Wounded Warrior, Wounded Wife. Barbara McNally, we got 1 minute. How do we get the book?
You can order it on Amazon. That's probably the easiest, or any local bookstore can order it if they don't carry it yet. It just came out yesterday. And you can also go to my website, Google Barbara McNally. You can order it there. But it's available now, so I'm looking forward to hearing people's reviews and feedback.
I'm sure you'll get them, too. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of positive reviews. It sounds like a very positive approach to this sensitive topic, and congratulations on being able to cover that topic. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you so much, Larry, for having me on, and Robin, it was my pleasure.
You're welcome, and we will be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The move on Mosul has begun. Iraqi forces trying to retake Iraq's second biggest city from ISIS, which could take weeks.
Lieutenant General Stephen Townsend adding Washington knows Iraqi forces, with the help of U.S.-led airstrikes, will succeed, just as they did in Fallujah, Ramadi, and other cities. The United Nations is concerned Mosul's 1 million civilians could become trapped.
Fox's Jessica Gallagher. In Hillsborough, North Carolina, someone threw a bottle of flammable liquid into Republican Party headquarters, causing heavy damage, though no one was hurt.
I don't know who's behind it. But they're not very nice people, and they've committed a federal crime.
State Party official Dallas Woodhouse. 3 men now in custody in the fatal shooting of the teenage daughter of Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay. Trinity Gay was a bystander early Sunday during a shootout in Kentucky involving people in 2 parked cars. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Napa Know-How.
The Napa Know-How 99-cent reusable bag is like any old bag. It has handles, it stores stuff. But if you put stuff your car needs from Napa into an ordinary bag, you won't get 20% off. You can only get 20% off in a Napa reusable bag. Now just 99 cents. Check and mate ordinary bags. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Minimum 3 items. Some restrictions apply. Offer expires 10/31/16.
Hey everyone!
This is Life Tips with Geico.
Life Tip 1. You can use a razor to shave those little lint balls off your sweatshirt or jacket.
Speaking of jackets, try wearing yours backwards. You could use the hood as a convenient snack trough.
Life Tip 2. Switch to Geico and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. On top of that, the Geico Insurance Agency could help save you money on home and renter's insurance. Geico. Get savings into your life. Visit geico.com today.
Today in Florida Ag News on the Southeast Ag Net, we have our weekly Commissioner Spotlight. And with that, here's Daniel Peary.
I'm talking with Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam. Commissioner, you recently announced an exciting new partnership with Visit Florida. Could you tell us about it?
From the Panhandle to the Keys, Florida's seafood festivals highlight fresh from Florida seafood and provide some good old-fashioned fun. And we've partnered with Visit Florida to promote these great events. Residents and visitors can now plan their next outing to one of Florida's many seafood festivals by visiting freshfromflorida.com or visitflorida.com. There you can check out a comprehensive list of Florida's annual seafood festivals and each of their unique offerings. Peak festival season runs from September through May, so be sure to visit freshfromflorida.com or visitflorida.com today to find the next seafood festival near you.
Thank you, Commissioner Putnam. This is Dan Peary for Commissioner Spotlight.
Produce farmers, it's me, Billy the Bad Mite, hanging out in your berry patch with millions of my fellow pesty friends sucking and chewing up your crop. A delicious berry nom nom. Oh, I can't eat another bite. I don't feel so good. Oh, I'm sick.
At 3:27 p.m., Billy the Bad Mite and millions of fellow chewing and sucking pests had their last meal thanks to Venerate XE, the worker-friendly, sustainable, and highly effective liquid bioinsecticide. With multiple modes of action, Venerate XC stops adult and juvenile mites from feeding quickly and controls a broad range of adult insects as well. Help resistance management. Make Venerate XC a key component in your IPM program. It's easy to use with a 0-day pre-harvest interval and MRL tolerance exception. Plus, it's non-toxic to your beneficial insects. Goodbye Pest. Hello Venerate XC. Get yours today. Visit goodbyepests.com. That's goodbyepests.com. Or call your local supplier.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
A young woman contemplating having an abortion is told by society that whether she has her baby or not, it is her choice. The House of One in Faith in Ocala wants to give that young woman a place to live in comfort during her trying time, to help her know that God's love is abundant and that He is not ashamed of her in any way. The House of One in Faith is free and confidential. For more information, call 352-687-8895.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 33rd Annual Light Up Ocala on November 19th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There will be food vendors, 3 stages of entertainment, Whoville themed kids zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the downtown square, and then at about 7:30 p.m. the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A shower in spots Monday morning, otherwise a mix of clouds and sunshine with a high of 84 to 88. Monday night will turn out mainly clear, though 68 to 72. Tuesday, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for a passing shower, high 84 to 88. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds. There can be a shower or thunderstorm around, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
All right, thank you, Joe. 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. It doesn't get any nicer looking than this. It's just a beautiful Monday morning. It's the 17th day of October. Have you driven past any of the pumpkin patches in our community? The one that I saw the other day, maybe it was just yesterday, was the Druid Hills United Methodist Church pumpkin patch. I know they had some kind of a delay getting the thing going because of Hurricane Matthew. A gentleman came in here and told us that there had been a delay. Our announcement gave a different date, but the pumpkins are there. I don't know when they were delivered, but they are there. And it's a great place to get a pumpkin. B, it's a great place to take pictures of your children with pumpkins. It's just a nice visual, all that orange color, and the children just enjoying it's a nice photo opportunity, in other words. Mm-hmm. And they always do such a great job. And it's a fundraiser for the church as well. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. This is the 21st year for the pumpkin patch at Druid Hills United Methodist Church. Robin and I even did a song as Robin and the Giant about that particular church. Yep. And you know there's another Druid Hills United. There's another Druid Hills United Methodist Church, I think.
In a different state.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's Georgia or was it in Michigan. I don't know. Those two states are coming to mind, but... And I know they were using the song for their own pumpkin patch. Yeah. Isn't that weird that there was another church with the exact same name? Yeah. Anyway, ours here in Ocala is happening right now. And can you get pumpkins? Let's see. What is the schedule? It's all the way through Halloween, October 31st.
Every day. You can go every day.
So it's 9. The hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 till 8. and Sunday noon through 6. So there you go. And they have storytelling time for groups of preschool children Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. through 11:30. Well, that's nice.
That's really nice. You get to sit on hay bales and really enjoy
that
each
is
other's
so nice.
company. Yeah,
That
they
is
do
so-
a great job at Druid Hills United Methodist Church. It's cool stuff.
Anyway, we like to promote good people doing good things, and they have always been up there for us.
Oh, they certainly have. They
All
certainly
right, we
have.
just had a lady talking about the wives of injured veterans.
Our guy should be calling in too, just so you get a heads up.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah.
Ed Jaworski with American Legion Al Kridemeyer Post 284 in Bellevue told members of the Marion County Veterans Council that he has a goal of placing a wreath on all 1,700 veteran headstones in Highlands Memorial Park on December 17th as part of the Wreaths Across America project. Mr. Jaworski is a past commander of that post. He said he has long been involved in the annual campaign and has placed wreaths at the National Cemetery in Bushnell. 3 years ago, he spearheaded an effort to be sure the local veterans were similarly remembered and honored. And so he's given us this announcement so we can pass it on to you. Highlands Memorial Park is on 3rd Street, Northeast 3rd Street. The address is 1515. I'm guessing most people know where this is. If you remember where we used to be in the Cascades, it's about, 3 blocks
1 block north.
1 block north.
Yeah, or 2. Yeah. Yeah, because that's
Okay.
2nd Street behind it, and then there's 3rd Street, so it's 1 block north.
Wreaths Across America started 25 years ago when the Worcester Wreath Company of Harrington, Maine donated a surplus of holiday wreaths to Arlington National Cemetery. About 1 million wreaths honoring veterans have been placed from Alaska to the sands of Iraq, according to materials from the organization.
Gosh.
Wow.
No, we have to honor our veterans. All of
So
them.
anyway, you can get a wreath if you want to participate in this for $15. The wreath will be placed on the grave of post members and other volunteers. Will be placed by post members. I'm sorry, and other volunteers. Marion County Tax Collector Charities has supported the wreaths across America. If there's ever been a tax collector that we love, it's Mr. Albright.
Oh,
right?
yes, for sure. He does a great job. Thank you, George.
You would think the title tax collector would be somebody you would hate, right? But no,
Used to be once upon a time.
Yeah.
They were always taking, never giving, but he gives. In his office.
It's not
giving,
his fault that there are taxes. He's just a
No.
tax collector.
That's right. That's right.
It's not his fault.
No, but he balances it out with different programs, so that's a good
In
thing.
addition, the American Legion riders of Post 284, that would be motorcycle riders, are sponsoring a poker run open to motorcycles, cars, and trucks. Look at that.
Cars, they listen to you.
They got, what do you call them?
The sedans.
Sedans.
They listen to you,
On
Larry.
September 24th. Oh, that's already passed. Oh, that already passed, September 24th. But anyway, if you want to know more, call 625-1030, 625-1030. Veterans, we always salute and thank you for what you do. And anybody who supports veterans, we salute and thank you as well.
No, certainly. Certainly.
So we did have a guest who was calling in, and
Yep.
we haven't heard from him. He's going to talk to us about algorithms and Wall Street
Yes.
and the stock market
Exactly.
and penny jumpers,
Mhm.
because that's the title of the book, The Penny Jumper.
That's right.
Do you have any idea what any of that is?
No, I do not. I
don't
do
e-
not.
I don't either. You know what I'm looking forward
Doesn't
to?
sound shady, though.
I'm looking forward to Light Up Ocala.
Oh, yeah. That is so great.
What?
It's such a wonderful day.
You have a call coming in? No? Oh, I thought you were getting a call. But anyway, so the one thing I want to do to prepare for Light Up Ocala is because when we do Light Up Ocala,
November 19th.
we walk a lot.
Yes.
We walk around, we take pictures, we make videos, right? And so by the end of the day, I am worn out from the walking. And I've noticed that this is happening to me now. And maybe because I'm older, I don't know why. Or maybe because I'm stuck here and I don't walk a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I need to walk more.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
I can't get used to the idea of just walking for the sake of walking. I have to have a destination.
Right.
So every day I'm going to have a destination where I want to walk to.
Okay, there you go.
Do you know, I'm wondering if Starbucks is still being downtown on Light Up Ocala, because they're moving.
Yeah.
They're moving down to Pine, right?
Right. Pine Street and Broadway, right on the corner right there.
So they said they're moving because they wanted to have a drive-through window, and they couldn't.
Yes.
They couldn't do it in the downtown store. I can understand that. I like the idea of sitting inside of a Starbucks, though. I'm not a big fan of the drive-thru.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. Because we like to sit there and, visit with people and just see what's going on. I mean, gosh, it's really wonderful. So, when they get emptied out, I hope some other kind of coffee establishment or coffee house or some kind of thing would be there on the square, because it's just such a nice place when you're walking around the square, especially during events like Light Up Ocala.
Is the mall doing a Halloween thing?
Yes, they are. Yep. They're doing a Halloween thing on the 31st, on Monday the 31st, and I think it starts at
So are we going to do
5
something here?
o'clock.
Are we going to have candy for the kids?
Usually Missy and Dan and Joe are out there with candy. Missy dresses up in her purple witch costume, and they go out there with the kids. So every year they've been out there at the mall, handing out candy for the children, for the trick-or-treaters.
All right. We will... one more thing
Halloween
I want to
trick-or-treat at the mall.
There's another event.
Mm-hmm. Good morning.
Never mind. The registration date has passed on this one.
Oh, okay.
It's the Pentecostal Trinity Church Women's Retreat, but I think the deadline has already passed.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's take a little break, and we will be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Nice.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A shower in spots Monday morning, otherwise a mix of clouds and sunshine with a high of 84 to 88. Monday night will turn out mainly clear, though 68 to 72. Tuesday, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for a passing shower, high 84 to 88. For Wednesday, times of sun and clouds. There can be a shower or thunderstorm around, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Highland Memorial Park is a beautiful place, not a sad place. You need to put your house in order, and Highland is the place to take care of your end-of-life issues. You have thought about it, but keep putting it off. That is just our nature. We want to protect our family, but life gets in the way. Pre-planning makes sense, but at some point, it will be too late to plan ahead. Don't put this off any longer. Call Highland Memorial Park. Make the best decisions and get it done. Call 352-369-1020. We will be there when you need us, but we would like to help you now.
If you're hearing this message and wish to lose 50 pounds permanently, then write this phone number down, 352-633-0473. Dr. Juan Jordan's office in Lady Lake is offering the first 15 callers a free metabolism and body fat analysis with a comprehensive, in-depth fat-burning consultation. You have nothing to lose. Please call 352-633-0473.
Hi, I am John Sotomayor, publisher and executive editor of the new Ocala Christian Advocate, the first faith-based publication of its kind in North Central Florida. Our mission is simple, to serve God and help others. Our goal is to bring awareness of the various ministries in Marion County, as well as cover faith-based topics that shape our lives, our values, and most of all, our relationship with God and one another. Please pick up a copy distributed quarterly throughout Ocala, Dunellen, and Bellevue, and be sure to visit our website, ocalachristianadvocate.com.
Palm Garden wants to get to the heart of the matter. If you've been in the hospital as a cardiac patient, maybe you have a pacemaker or congestive heart failure or an arrhythmia, or perhaps you're a heart bypass patient, then consider Palm Garden as your rehab choice. With proven outcomes second to none, Palm Garden fixes broken hearts. Call today at 854-6262. That's 854-6262.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you are doing well. Got a whole week ahead of us, huh? The weather looks like it's pretty good, huh?
Oh, I know. It looks beautiful out there. It feels good, too.
Was it Thursday that Joe did the girls' night out?
Yep.
Just us
did.
girls. Just us
Yep,
girls.
Just Us Girls.
Was Thursday, and just yesterday we finally got the video put together. So if you were one of the models, or you know somebody who was in the Just Us Girls event, hopefully we were able to get you in the video. A fashion show is a hard thing to make a video document. Not whatever we do. We do this like magazine style videos.
Yes.
You know, and so it's you can't really have every word that's said and every moment of the ladies who are up there on the catwalk, they say, right?
Yes.
There was no men
exactly.
this time. But last time they had an event, I guess it was back to school, so they were showing back to school fashions for men and women.
Yep. Boys and girls too, and they had some boys showing modeling and some men, and really, really nice.
Do you know what
Very
I like?
good
Do you know
job,
what
mall.
I like about what they do here at the mall is that they will tell you the price.
Mhm.
Like if you're watching not that I've watched fashion shows, but every once in a while you have no choice. They're on the news or whatever,
Right.
and you know they're in New York or they're in Paris or they're someplace, and you know that the garments that those ladies are wearing are out of your league as far as dollar amount.
Oh, certainly.
Right?
Mine, yes.
But here in the Paddock Mall, I mean, I heard her say this 3-piece outfit, $24, right?
Yes.
Like, well, hello. Well, that's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, they do a great job.
Yeah, so
Wonderful stuff.
Do you ever
Gives us
look?
hope.
Do you ever look at the fashion shows here in the mall and make a mental note? Say, oh, I'm going to go check that out.
Oh, I do. I really do. Especially now that the holidays are coming, and I, see that because I have, three young ladies in my family to buy for, and and those fashions are geared for their age group. So it's really nice.
One of the things that we are able to do because of the nature of what we do here is we're able to be familiar with a lot of books, and as gift giving time comes around, you have a birthday coming up this Saturday, and
I do.
And I know that
Not mine.
sometimes books, I know your daughter, sometimes books are a great gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have some recommendations for you. If you're looking for a book, probably it could be for anybody, but maybe for a lady. These are written by funny ladies. Memoirs.
Oh, neat.
Written by funny ladies, and I have something to tell you about.
Okay.
Amy Poehler. You know Amy Poehler from Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah, I like
She
her.
has written a memoir. It's called Yes, Please by Amy Poehler.
Oh, okay.
There you go. The comedy superstar of Parks and Recreation, SNL, and Mean Girls tells stories in her book from her life that are not only funny and irreverent, but also full of experience and wisdom that can only be gained by life thoroughly lived. So you think about it, Amy is almost always seen with, what's the other lady, Tina Fey?
Yes, Tina
The
Fey.
two
They're
of
like
them
best
are
friends.
inseparable, yes.
Yeah.
But here she's doing a book by herself, which is good.
And she did the movie by herself, right? Trainwreck?
No, that's Amy Schumer.
Oh, Amy Schumer. Okay.
Two different names.
Oh, that's right. I get them mixed up, but Amy Poehler, she's always on with Tina Fey.
Right, the two of them are always
funny.
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like you and I. We're always everything. We do.
I know.
We're a team.
Yeah, and it's good to be a team. You get all that support, and you get to help people.
Tom and Buddy are a team, and they have a new gig over at another radio station.
Yep,
so,
they do. One that Buddy said he was half owner of. So
So
Yeah.
I'm glad that they were able to move on with that whole thing.
Exactly.
Rachel Dratch. Rachel Dratch is a comedian and actress from the early 2000s at Saturday Night Live. Do you remember her?
I don't remember her. Nope. Early 2000s.
She wrote her memoir called Girl Walks Into a Bar. This book is funny and heartwarming and completely surprising.
Oh, my.
Another memoir you might want to get for somebody who is interested in reading a memoir from a funny lady. Julie Klausner is a writer and a comedian. She's...
I'm going to get these books because I like books.
Yeah, these
I like
are
to
all
read. I
fun
like
and funny and lighthearted and memoirs. She says, I don't care. Her book is called I Don't Care About Your Band. I don't care about your band.
So she was in love with a rock musician, and
I don't know.
It's only him, and you're going to pay attention to me and not your band, and not. go on
Not
tour.
only do you get an insane story and sordid details of each relationship, but Julie also furnishes each guy with an autopsy that will leave you analyzing some of your romantic misadventures.
Oh no, that sounds so funny.
So she diagnoses, she tears apart the relationships that are dead.
Well, in my younger days, when I was in my 20s, we had that author, Irma Bombeck, and she was a really super funny lady. And she wrote, If Life is a Bowl of Cherries, What Am I Doing in the Pits?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Yeah, she was funny.
a comedian, and she's a journalist, and she really, had funny books, and they hit life right dead on.
I think you ladies often get shortchanged when we give out accolades in writing. I know this is true in songwriting. There are so many female songwriters who are outstanding, made great contributions, and Carole King comes to mind.
Dolly Parton, you always bring
Dolly
up to
Parton
me that people don't look at her
Dolly
as a
Parton
songwriter.
is such an amazing songwriter, and people often just remember her for her face, her body, her hair, her voice, but they don't recognize the talent of the writer that she is.
Gosh.
By the way, getting back to the memoirs, Tina Fey does have a book. It is called Bossy Pants.
Oh. She is something else. I mean, gosh, she's a producer and a director and, a comedian in her own right. I mean, she really took the world by storm when she came into the public eye. Don't you think?
I first became familiar with Tina Fey when she was impersonating Sarah Palin.
Oh, yes, that's when I became.
I really honestly didn't know her because I don't follow Saturday Night Live a whole lot. I think Donald Trump should have just turned the other cheek when they were making fun of him Saturday night. I mean, it's just like, this is the way it is. If you're going to run to be the president of the United States, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what party you're in, I guarantee you, the late night talk show hosts and the Saturday Night Live type of shows, they're all going to make fun of you. Everybody is fair game.
Yes.
For those guys, and that's just the way it is. I kind of hate it when I see a talk show host of an entertainment type show kind of appearing to be favoring one over the other. As much as I love David Letterman, he did that. As much as I used to enjoy David Letterman, he would do that exact thing. So.
And you brought up one time about Johnny Carson. You said he never.
Johnny Carson didn't seem to do
act.
that. Yeah, it's been so long now that if I would have a hard time thinking of any examples. But I remember he said one time he would challenge anybody to guess which party he was affiliated with, because he never ever said anything. It's same thing. Went for Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley was in an interview one time, and they were asking him about some political thing that was happening at that time, and he said, "That's not my job. Isn't to comment on politics. My job is to entertain." And so I thought, well, that's a great role model for anything that I might want to do in my life. The problem is when you have a talk show, you kind of have no choice but to show a little bit of how you feel about what's going on in the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to.
It's kind of important, I think, to do that. You can't really stay completely neutral. Open-minded, yes.
Yes.
But you can't really stay neutral because you're going to favor one or the other, and your thoughts about the candidates are going to come out. Right now, my thoughts about both candidates are that both of them have so many problems that it's so hard to really justify supporting one over the other. But when you go to the third-party candidates, the ones who really could possibly... There's a guy who was on Glenn Beck the other day, and he was not Gary Johnson. I don't remember who he was. But he was very confident he was going to win one of the states.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, really? Okay.
Gosh, all right. Gee.
But...
Yeah, but they need to start, like, as soon as this election is over, the third-party people need to get together right now and then prepare somebody for the run.
Why do these women
4 years,
come out of the woodwork 20 years later? I mean, why didn't they come out when it happened? I mean, if the whole idea is to get revenge or to get justice, why didn't they seek justice earlier? I don't understand.
Well, maybe they were put up to it. Maybe they were paid to do it.
Yeah, but then why didn't the women in Bill Cosby's story do it? I mean, I don't understand why they don't. I'm not challenging their accusations. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm just wondering why wait.
Right.
Why wait so long?
Right. Just like that guy in the Sandusky trial. I mean, he brought it up. And,
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
And they swept it under the carpet.
Right.
And he didn't go
That's
to the
not his
media
fault.
with it or anything like that. He just shut up about it.
Issa Rae is another comedian who has written a memoir. Her book is called The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. She describes herself as awkward and funny. Issa skips all the advice giving and the picking apart of her hilarious experience and just gets out of the way to bare and honest and mortifying stories of awkwardness.
Oh, that sounds funny.
Awkwardness.
Yeah, because we're all awkward one time or another. I'm still awkward. I do put my foot in my mouth.
Caitlin Moran is Caitlin Moran is a comedian. She wrote a book called How to Be a Woman.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out.
Her book is a modern feminist tome.
Mm-hmm.
She said this book is a political, opinionated, and loud, and all things can be appreciated even if you don't agree with her assertions.
I know Amy Poehler's name and Tina Fey's name, and all the other ones I'm not familiar with, so I think I will check them out.
Kathy Griffin, you know.
Oh, Kathy Griffin. Yeah, now she's, wow.
We stood out. Kathy Griffin does New Year's with Anderson Cooper, right?
Yes.
And we stood outside Anderson Cooper's house when we were in New York.
You and Alex, yeah.
Right,
That's so cool. Did you take your picture in front of it?
No, because the reason we were there was I wanted to show Alex the
plaque.
The fire patrol building, yeah. All right, we will take a little break, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have a guest. Otherwise, it'll just be us again. Kevin Kelly, talking about the book Both Sides of the Line. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The move on Mosul has begun. Iraqi forces trying to retake Iraq's second biggest city from ISIS, which could take weeks.
Lieutenant General Stephen Townsend adding Washington knows Iraqi forces, with the help of U.S.-led airstrikes, will succeed, just as they did in Fallujah, Ramadi, and other cities. The United Nations is concerned Mosul's 1 million civilians could become trapped.
Fox's Jessica Gallagher. In Hillsborough, North Carolina, someone threw a bottle of flammable liquid into Republican Party headquarters, causing heavy damage, though no one was hurt.
I don't know who's behind it. But they're not very nice people, and they've committed a federal crime.
State Party official Dallas Woodhouse. 3 men now in custody in the fatal shooting of the teenage daughter of Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay. Trinity Gay was a bystander early Sunday during a shootout in Kentucky involving people in 2 parked cars. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Napa know-how.
The Napa Know-How 99-cent reusable bag is like any old bag. It has handles, it stores stuff. But if you put stuff your car needs from Napa into an ordinary bag, you won't get 20% off. You can only get 20% off in a Napa reusable bag, now just 99 cents. Check and mate ordinary bags. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Minimum 3 items. Some restrictions apply. Offer expires 10/31/16.
Hey everyone!
This is Life Tips with Geico.
Life tip 1. You can use a razor to shave those little lint balls off your sweatshirt or jacket.
Speaking of jackets, try wearing yours backwards. You could use the hood as a convenient snack trough.
Life tip 2. Switch to Geico and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. On top of that, the Geico Insurance Agency could help save you money on home and renter's insurance. Geico. Get savings into your life. Visit geico.com today.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again. again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.